Brand new classrooms, state-of-the-art hospitals and a push for electric cars. That's what the new EU chief is hoping to achieve with his multi-billion euro investment plan. Jean-Claude Juncker believes it will help kickstart the European economy after half a decade of stagnation. RT's Peter Oliver has the details on this.
315 billion euros worth of investment to create 1.3 million jobs in some of the most high-tech industries. It all sounds really, really good. But when you look at the brass tacks of where that money's coming from, well, it starts to tarnish a little bit. The EU itself will only put in less than 10%. It's 21 billion. Where they're going to get that 21 billion from, well, that's going to be tough, considering that it's not easy to come by cash within the EU at the moment. The rest of that money is supposed to come from private investment. One of the biggest critics has been the European Trade Union Confederation, who've just referred to it as plain unrealistic and suggested it's like the parable of the feeding of the 5,000 with the loaves and the fishes from the Bible. To get 315 billion from 21 billion input, just not realistic. It all comes, though, on top of, well, very, very poor investment into the European Union in recent months. Now, there's also the EU starting to really feel the pinch from sanctions against Russia. Now, the EU Commission predicted that by the end of next year, those sanctions, well, they could have cost the bloc 90 billion by the end of 2015. And we've also been hearing regarding those sanctions from a senior Russian banking official who says that representatives from the United States have been going off to China and Arab nations and trying to convince them not to do deals with Russia. Now, they cite earlier this year the situation of BNP Paribas, who were forced to pay almost $9 billion in fines after it was proved that they breached US sanctions by doing business with Iran, Cuba and Sudan. So there seems to be a strong arming effect from the United States for these banks not to do business with Russia. But the EU, though, well, it's certainly making shortfalls when it comes to its investment, and a lot of pressure on Jean-Claude Juncker for this plan to work.